Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Truth, thinking outside the batter's box. Well, that wasn't good. I messed that whole thing up. Hang on, I was trying to add music. Let me hit the right button. There we go. That's it. All right, guys. I am your host, the Cleat Geek, Mike Valentine. I am one half of the 643 and Out guys that bring you the Sports Truth podcast every Tuesday night with my buddy Gabriel Esparza at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on all of our different social medias, X and YouTube at the 643 and Out pod. And you can find us on Facebook as well, the 643 and Out guys is where you can look us up there. Today, we're going to look at who should the Cubs make a Pete Crow Armstrong contract after if they actually decide to do that. Now, yesterday I had this discussion with you guys. You can go back and look at that podcast. Of course, that was episode number 3 of this roughly 5-minute show. And you can find that there and get the background story on what I'm going to talk about today. So, modeling a contract after someone probably should be someone who has recently signed a contract. These two guys were both first-round picks. They both play center field, and they are both in their early 20s, one being at 22, and Pete Crow Armstrong of the Chicago Cubs being 23. So, who am I going to say they should model the contract after? Center fielder for the San Diego Padres, Jackson Merrill. He got a 9-year contract, $135 million. The potential value of that contract can actually go up to $204 million. He got a $10 million signing bonus, and on January 15th of the next 3 years after he gets that $10 million, he gets $3 million a year per year. And also, just to kind of have a little crazy thing that we put on the end of these contracts, Jackson Merrill actually gets a hotel suite on every road trip that they go on. So both are great, PCA and Jackson Merrill. Both of them are elite defenders. PCA, I think, has a higher ceiling, but I also think that Jackson Merrill has been more offensively consistent. So they kind of equal each other out, and they're about the same as far as everything else goes. PCA is 23 again, so I think what's the fair thing to do here is a 7-year contract, so that when he is done with that contract, he can then enter his 30s. I'm sure him and his agent would love to do a second larger contract once they enter into their 30s, or he enters into his 30s. I'm sure his agent will be older than that. So here's what I suggest. The years will be broken down this way: $5 million, $7 million, $10 million, $12 million, 2 years at $14 million, and then a $16 million. And that'll take you up to 90. And then just to take it from 90 to 100, if you want some signing bonuses, if you want some, of course I'm going to take signing bonus because that's preferred money, that's guaranteed money. But if I'm the Cubs, I'd rather take that $10 million and put it into some incentives, all-star games or MVPs or something like that. So that is basically how I think everything should be structured, and it would follow kind of the model that the San Diego Padres did with their outfielders, who, of course, as most of you probably know, actually started as a shortstop in Jackson Merrill. So, I appreciate everyone listening. This is episode number 3, and we're going to continue to do these roughly 5-minute episodes at least 2 to 3 times a week for you, our fans. And at the end of every Sports Truth broadcast, I have a saying, and I want to borrow one from Tom Landry that I was looking up, and I believe this is great as well. Put this into play into your everyday life, not just your sports life. And here it is. Winning is not everything, but wanting to win is. Good afternoon, everyone.